Hi everyone, I'm Brock. So today let's keep reviewing open source AI project. Again, so similar like researching on AI corporate AI companies, I changed some strategy based on my discussion with Professor Kevin this Thursday. Previously, what I did is that I will go to Hugging Face and choose a model. And for example, like this one, then I will just ask AI to generate a report on it. But based on Kevin, he said that, oh, here, hallucination, you cannot just based on, based on the discussion, based on the arbitrary research, generated by AI. So what I try to do is that, okay, if research is unreliable, how about I download the source code and let AI to summarize the architecture, whatever of this source code. That's my current strategy. And when I try to download source code from Hugging Face, I found that there is no one-click download button. For example, like this project, it's about 1 GB, right? There's no button to download the whole project. I need to manually download, each file, which I think it's too troublesome. So I fall back to GitHub. And since I focus on AI projects, so I just search for AI and rank the projects based on how many stars they have. So the first one is AutoGPT, and this is their web page. So what I did is pretty straightforward. I just download the whole source code, as you can see here. This is the source code of AutoGPT, and this is their README, same as what we saw in GitHub. So I ask Cloud to generate a report based on this source code. So basically what I did is that I changed, the strategy when I do research, right? Previously, what I do is I say, hey, go to research AutoGPT. And now the task changed from research, real-time online research, to summarize. Right now I say, hey, here's the source code. Please generate a report based on the source code. That's a workflow change, and I hope that in this way we can reduce the hallucination. Okay, let's start it. So, what is AutoGPT? AutoGPT is a powerful AI agent platform that allows users to create, deploy, and manage continuously running agents that automate complex workflow. Simply put, it's like giving AI hands and feet, enabling AI not just to think, but to autonomously execute tasks. Okay, so first feature is AI Builder. Agent Builder is a low-code interface that allows users to design their own AI agents like building blocks. Imagine building with Lego blocks. Each Lego piece represents a block like reading mail, analyze content, send a reply. By connecting these blocks, you create an AI assistant that automatically handles emails. Okay. Feature 2, workflow management. Workflow management allows you to build, modify, and optimize automation workflows. Each workflow consists of multiple blocks, where each block performs a single action. Kind of like Microsoft Automate, our platform, things like that. Suppose you want to create a viral video generator. Block 1, monitor Reddit trending topics. Block 2, use AI to analyze which topics have the most potential. Block 3, automatically generate short video scripts. Block 4, call video generation API to create videos. Feature 3, ready to use agents. If you don't want to build from scratch, you can select pre-configured agents from the agent library and put them into work immediately. I'm thinking if I know these projects on July, maybe I needn't to build my visual novel generator from scratch. Maybe I can build my projects on this project, open source project, right? I'm stupid. So examples, social media content generator, customer support agent, data analysis agent. Feature 4, continuous execution. Unlike traditional one-time AI conversations, AutoGPT agents can run continuously, working 24/7 like employees. So the user will deploy agent, and the AI agents will continuous execution and monitor triggers. And when external APIs detect new events, the AI agents will process and analyze. Then the AI agent will execute actions. And then the AI agent will report results. Sounds pretty interesting. Real world user cases, viral video generation, Reddit API, training topic analyzer, AI content generator, video creation API, auto publish. So the workflow will agent reads trending topics on Reddit. Second step, identify content with viral potential. Item 3, automatically creates short form video. Item 4, publish to target platform. Item 3, case 2, YouTube channel automation. Agent subscribe to your YouTube channel. Item 2, when you post a new video, it transcribes it. Item 3, use AI to identify the most impact codes. Item 4, automatically generates and publishes social media posts. These two are very useful. How to do that? Core technologies. Technology stack overview. Okay, front-end Next.js, React, Tailwind, XY Flow, Graph, backend FastAPI, Prisma, PostgreSQL, RabbitMQ, Redis, AI integration, OpenAI AI, OpenAI API, Anthropic API, Grok API, or Llama. I think it should be Llama, right? Core technology. Large language model. A large language model is an AI model trained on massive amounts of text data, capable of understanding and generating human language. Imagine a super scholar who has read every book in the library. When you ask a question, they can synthesize all their knowledge to answer you. An LM is such a digital scholar, except it has read massive amounts of text from the internet. Item 2, agent architecture. Yep, I yesterday, I had an interview, and one of the question the interview asked is explain the agent architecture. If I go through this report before the interview, I think I can answer that question much better. So, yeah. So you never know. You never know the knowledge you receive will make an impact on at some point. You don't know. So perception to reasoning to planning to action to reflection and then go to perception. Okay. So AI agents will do 5 things: perception, reasoning. Perception is like an employee checking inbox and the messages. And the reasoning is analyzing task priority and methods. Planning is creating a execution plan. Action is actually executing tasks. Reflection, checking if results meet expectation. Item 3, DAG, directed acyclic graph. A directed acyclic graph is a graph data structure. Well, edges have direction, and there's no path that starts from a node and returns to the same node. AutoGPT uses DAG to represent workflow, ensuring tasks execution in the correct order without infinite loops. Okay. Item 4, block system. Each block has input ports, like Lego. Each block has output ports. And different blocks can combine into complex structures. Technology 5, message queue. A message queue is a asynchronous communication protocol that allows application to communicate by sending and receiving messages. Message queue works like a restaurant. Waiter write orders on paper. Orders are placed on a clip. Chef take and process orders in sequence. Tag 3, tag 6, OAuth 2.0. Okay. Like staying at a hotel, you register at the front desk. The desk gives you a key card. The card grants access to your room and gym. The card expires and needs renewal. Some AI ML glossary. LM, large language model. Okay, so we need to give definition. It should give English definition as well. So I need to update the prompt. But actually, I already mentioned it. Provide English definition, right? But here it only gave Chinese definition, so it doesn't strictly follow my instruction. Yeah, it doesn't follow. RAG, retrieval, augmented generation. API, application programming interface. DAG, directed cyclic graph, ORM, object relational mapping, JWT, JSON Web Token, CORS, cross origin, resource sharing, RBAC, role-based access control. That's good. It explained it one by one. RAG, retrieval augmented generation. RAG is an AI technique that retrieves relevant information from a knowledge base before generating answers. Then combines retrieved results to generate a more accurate response. Like taking an open book exam. Retrieval means you flip through the book to find relative section. Augmented, use the founded information as reference. Generation means combine your understanding to write the answer. Okay. Vector database. A vector database is a database specifically designed for storing and querying high-dimension vectors, commonly used to store semantic embedding of text, image, etc. Okay. So two main parts. The first one is similarity search. So query grading, then calculate the high dimension, the vector database, the vector, then find similarity. And hello, hi is high similarity. The second component is embedding process. So the text is hello, then we convert it into a high dimension vector. Make sense? Yeah, makes sense. And this is a cosine similarity calculation. It's cosine theta equals A dot B divided by the magnitude of A times the magnitude of B. Okay, makes sense. And here use a diagram to explain this math formula. That's good. Let's see how it explain it. Let's see. Okay, this is which section? Okay. It's just the cosine similarity. Let's search for cosine similarity. Cosine similarity. Okay, here. Okay, this is a diagram. So calculation is this. And the vector space is a region to vector A, vector B. I think this is not very clear. Okay. Prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is a technique of design and optimizing input text, which is prompts sent to AI models to achieve better outcome results. Kind of like, you ask, the direction, right? A bad question will be, how do you get to that place? That's a bad question. A good question is, how do I get to the nearest Starbucks from here? Is it faster to walk or drive? So the common text is role citing. You are a professional data analysis. Few short learning. Provide a few examples for AI to learn patterns. Chain of thought. Let's think step by step. So you see, when I generate this report, I ask it, instead of generating the whole report, I say, okay, generate one step by step. Maybe this is also like a kind of like a chain of thought, a small trick. Okay, token. The token is a basic unit of language model text processing, which can be a word, character, or subword. Like hello world, it has 4 tokens. Okay. Why it's important? API costs are calculated per token. Models have maximum token limits. GPT-4 has around 128,000 tokens context window, and the Cloud 3 has 200,000, but now it has become 2 million. So you see, 10 times booster. And for English, 4 characters is around 1 token. For Chinese, 1 to 2 characters is 1 token, which means 1,000 token is roughly around 750 English words. Okay. Yeah, because English has different length. Okay, system design. AutoGPT adopts a microservice architecture, decomposing the system into multiple independent services, each responsible for specific functionality. Ah, I think the question I want to ask it is, an important question is that project refactoring. Should I refactor? Right? Should I reject it? I think that's a question I can ask. Should I reject refactor the project based on this open source project? If not, why? If yes, why and how? Please provide a separate report for this question, right? Yeah, I think this is something important, how I can learn from this open source project. Right? Why and how, and whether I'm eligible to use the source code for commercial, for profit, because it's a commercial project, right? That's something I think that's very important for me. So, ah, hmm. Uh, Interesting. I didn't see. I didn't see the chat history. It doesn't have the context now. Mm, Let me try another thing. Okay. Okay. And should I have some past conversation? Okay. Okay. So this is a conversation, right? Then my question is, okay, should I refactor my project based on this open source? Right? If yes, if no, why? If yes, why? And whether I can use this open source project, uh, open source AI projects code, right? So this is something I should clarify before I take action, right? And I ask it to generate a report for this question. Make sense? So yeah. Okay, when it generates the report, then let's keep reviewing the design. Okay. Okay, back to the architecture. AutoGPT adopts a microservice architecture, decomposing the system into multiple independent services, each responsible for specific functionality. Okay, so basically five, five, five layer. The first one is client layer. Second one is API gateway. Third one is service layer. Fourth one, data layer. Fifth one, external service. And the client layer, web browser, API client, and in API gateway layer, REST API, FastAPI, WebSocket server. In service layer, database manager, notification, scheduler. In data layer, PostgreSQL, RabbitMQ, Redis. And in external service include LM APIs, OAuth providers, webhooks. Core module. First one is executor. So you see, because I download the source code, so when AI to clarify the architecture, it can be as accurate as which file we are talking about. That's something when I just do real-time search, you know, we cannot be, such fine-grained, such fine-grained level of accuracy. So executor responsible for executing each node in the workflow. managing execution state and handling concurrency. Two components. The first one is executor module. Second one is a thread pool. In executor module, we have execution manager, execution processor, activation status generator, cluster log. Okay, I'm thinking about another thing. Actually, I can okay, it's finished. That's good. That's good. I will check out later. So I think that I can rewrite all the diagram in my PRD and SDD, because previously I just write those diagrams in a let me write this down. So such diagram written by a mermaid is pretty beautiful, right? So I should rewrite all diagrams in PRD and SDD with mermaid. Okay. So execution module, execution manager, execution processor, and the activation status generator, cluster logger, and thread pool, worker 1, worker 2, worker n. And it can also provide some key codes. That's good because it can directly have access to the source code. So I think that Professor Kevin's suggestion is very valuable. I must manually find some source of truth, then let the AI to summarize, rather than directly ask it to generate something based on its research. Module 2, block system. Design pattern, factory pattern, and strategy pattern. What's here? I feel something missing here. So available blocker categories: social, search, content, AI, email, business, data layer. Frames, the ORM, object relationship mapping, use Prisma, and the database use PostgreSQL, pgvector. This is interesting. User creates agent graph, and the agent graph contains agent node, has agent graph execution. The user has user balance. Oh, good. The workflow. I think such workflow execution pipeline is very, very helpful. Okay, user start execution REST API. And REST API will create execution records to the PostgreSQL. REST API will enqueue job into RabbitMQ. RabbitMQ will dequeue job into executor. Executor will load graph. And executor will validate inputs. Then it will call AI models and give result and return results and save node results. Determine next node, updates execution states, and send notification to user. Wow, good. Some terminology: microservice architecture. Microservice architecture is an architecture style that structures an application as a connection of small independent services, each running in its own process and communicating through lightweight mechanisms. Kind of like a supermarket. All stores combine into one large supermarket, but it has independent stores like clothing, restaurant, cinema, each doing their own job. Okay. REST API representational state transfer application programming interface. REST is a software architecture style that defines a set of constraints and principles for creating web services. A RESTful API is an API that conforms to the REST architecture style. Some HTTP methods: get, retrieved resource; post, create a resource; put, update resource; delete resource. WebSocket is a protocol that provides full duplexed communication over a single TCP connection, allowing server to actively push data to clients. Okay, so WebSocket is bi-direction communication, but traditional HTTP is one-way response request. Okay, this is the first part. Let's look at the second part. Third part. And where is let me see, where is okay, Hong Yi. Aha, I got it. Let me rename it so that it's easier to find. Yeah, part 4. Okay, so part 2 for this report. This is how to deploy it locally. Yeah, this is helpful if I want to try this open source project. Docker. Okay, this is the timeline. Let's have a look at the timeline. How it looks like. 6.1. Okay, so AutoGPT is published on March 13. It's so fast. And just 9 months later, 8 to 9 months later, they get risky investment. Okay, that's crazy. That's really crazy. GitHub stars ranking at 24. Hey, where to find the ranking? Let me see. How I know? How how to find the ranking? GitHub star ranking. Let me see whether I can find AutoGPT. Oh, 24. Interesting. Ah, this is interesting. This is an interesting GitHub ranking. Monster star. Ah, and how about AI? It doesn't have a category named AI. That's interesting. Yeah, it doesn't have any category named AI. I'm thinking about, should I try the top 100 star or just try AI category? Let's see what are these? Build your own X. Self favorite texture from scratch. Build your own shell. Oh, this is a way to learn different stuff. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, actually, this category is this category is more like an indexed. Yeah, this is more like an indexed thing. Interesting. How about the second one? Free code camp. Okay, this is learn how to learn code. ah, Nothing with AI. How about the third one? You don't have any explanation. Awesome list about all kinds of interest topics. Yeah, I think this is too random. Yeah, I think. Uh, yeah, so I think the yeah it's too random. AI GitHub AI project star ranking. Do they have something very specific for AI? This is general 100 star, but I spoke on AI projects. Yeah, how about this one? GitHub ranking. Or this one? GitHub ranking AI. So the first one is Olama, 157K. Let me see whether I can find in this list Olama. Okay, Olama is not here. How about next page? It doesn't have Olama here. So when I use keywords AI, I actually cannot find the Onama. Yeah, so there must be some issue with my strategy to search for use keywords as AI. Yeah, because Onama doesn't, have any keywords related to AI. This is LM. Okay. Okay. And for AI, it has, okay. Oh, for AI, it has its own category, like AutoGPT or the N8N. Oh, the second one is N8N. Oh, I got you. I got you. So actually, this 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 repository is use different keywords like LM, ChatGPT, OpenAI, DeepSeek, Llama, Chatbot, AI Agent, IG, Mistral, Transformer, MOE, AGI, AI. Okay, so it's actually the list it gave out here actually the same as I directly search for AI, the keywords AI in GitHub. If that is the case, why I look at others repository, right? Why I don't just search in the search bar? Okay, that's fine. I think that I will keep, keep this list at least for this moment. Let's go back. Mm. Yeah, so you see, after it gets some investment, it grow pretty fast. And the founder is Toran Bruce Richards, graduated at 2020. He's pretty young, huh? Graduated as a Bachelor of Science. So you see, in AI area, sometimes, you do something grow so fast, and you not necessarily need to be a very experienced person, right? Unlike many AI entrepreneurs, Torren doesn't come from a traditional AI ML academic background like Stanford CS PhD, but from game development. This non-traditional background actually allows him to think about AI application from user experience perspective. Uh-huh. Okay. Founder's vision. Our mission is to provide the tools so that you can focus on what matters. Uh-huh. Yeah. So business model, open source, low code tools, ecosystem, and revenue comes from cloud hosting, marketplace, enterprise. Okay. Interesting. Third part, competitors, non-chain. Can I find the non-chain in this list? Non-chain. Okay, yeah. Non-chain is included. So which means I will do research on non-chain soon. Yeah. Formal, formal, formal other projects before I reach to non-chain. Crew AI. Do I get a crew AI here? No, no, no crew AI. Microsoft Origin. I'm thinking about should I open source my project? Should I? I don't know. Closed source competitors, OpenAI, Assistance API, Anthropic Cloud. Well, I think that I should ask GPT. Well, when I do report, I should ask this question as well. Because this is a big. Should I open source? Right, I think this is an important question. If I want to make profits based on my web, my SaaS. If not, why? If yes, why? I think this is also an important question I should ask myself. So send your report into this file. So should I open source this project? If yes, why? If not, why? Right? Okay, so let's just let it do the research at the end. And let's go back to the report. And competitor or Anthropic Cloud, MCP, Google Vertex AI Agent Builder. Okay. Suggestions, insights. Agent is equal to LM, memory truth loop. So again, it's agent architecture, which I should read this before my interview yesterday. LM is a brain, memory is a context, truth is APIs, loop is iteration. Okay. And the most successful implementation is simple composable patterns rather than complex frameworks. And workflow vs agents. Some business insights, go to market. And the AI agent as a service, software as a service, service as a software. And the field development engineer will be a new, interesting engineer positions. So insights for myself, application to use block-based design, and the workflow should use a visual editor, and visual novel needs to integrate multiple modality. And this is different technology stack, business model. Okay. So avoid too complex. Community, building community, and open source, balance open source, and commercialization. And here's some position suggestion. Okay. Okay. So it update. Good. Non-chain solution engineer. Let's say. Okay, location. Okay, all of them most of them in America. That's good. Solution. They don't have a solution engineer, huh? Or go to market. Deployed engineer. Customer engineer, but it's senior role. Okay. Deployed engineer. What's this? Okay, so that's an interesting role. Kind of like a custom engineer. Yeah. Deployed engineer. So maybe I can give it a try. So deployed engineer. Non-chain. Okay. So go back. Yeah, some other positions recommendation. And comparison between China and America. Okay. Some reference. Okay. And the last part of the report, let's quickly scan it. Conclusion, not recommended to refactor Hongyi AI based on AutoGPT platform. Why? AutoGPT platform use, okay, they forbid, commercial competitor use. Okay. Okay. So there are a lot of, yeah, if you use their code, there are some risk. So if I use their code, the legal risk is pretty high. But use the classical or forged code, the risk is low. And if I learn their design Python and implement by myself, there's no legal risk. Okay. 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 So recommended strategy: learn but don't copy. Mm-hmm. And also, whether should I open source my project? So conditionally recommended with carefully designed strategy. Okay. So open core, dual lessons. So I think that this is something I should seriously think about after I publish, the services into my website. The pattern one is open core. Core features are open source, while advanced features are paid or dual license. Same code offered and 2 licenses, one open source, usually copy like GPL, other one commercial. Okay. And the SaaS code is open source, but revenue came from the hosted service. Okay. And analysis for my current situation. Mm. Mm. So recommended strategy, open core plus AGPL. A Faro general public license. Or open source tier design. Okay, so yeah, actually there are a lot of checklists before if I want to do open source. It's actually very complex. So yes, should open source, but with open core plus AGPL strategy. Yeah, I think that maybe later when I have at least maybe 2 people, then maybe I have extra energy to maintain the open source community. At this moment, I maybe no, but this is something I should think about. Yeah, I think that's an interesting report, and it's actually give me a lot of insights about what AutoGPT are working on. Yeah, thank you everyone. Bye.